Hi everyone! Today we will be discussing about stratification of rocks. But before we go on to our discussion, there is still a question in the activity on how the age of the trees can be determined and how can we relate it to our topic. So, the discussion will start here. The age of the trees can be determined by their what you call growth rings. These growth rings may be divided into a light portion and a darker portion. The light portion of the growth rings is known as the springwood, and the darker portion of the rings is known as summerwood. And just like the age of a tree, we can also determine the age of the rocks. The age of a rock is determined by stratigraphy, a branch in geology which studies the chronology of events and changes along with the development of organisms, which have determined the development of the Earth from when it became an independent spatial body until today. To establish the age of a rock or a fossil, researchers used some type of clock to determine the date it was formed. Geologists commonly use radiometric dating methods based on the natural radioactive decay of certain elements such as potassium or carbon as reliable clocks to date ancient events. It also can be determined through relative dating and objective dating. Fossils themselves usually can't be directly dated because most of them have little or no organic material left. Luckily, scientists have been studying rock strata for over 300 years and have worked out very precisely the order in which the rock layer have been laid down. The only problem with this is that knowing which layer is older than the next doesn't give us an objective date for the rock layer. We can only know from the above that a Cretaceous fossil is younger than a Jurassic one. What allows scientists to put an objective date is radiometric dating. Sedimentary rock, where the vast majority of fossils are encased in, can't be dated directly, but igneous rock can be, by measuring the amount of radioactive decay in particular elements. Since the igneous rock solidified, one can work out a fairly precise date for the rock. If you find an igneous rock layer dated at 2.4 million years old on top of a sedimentary layer, you can be sure that the sedimentary rock was laid down before 2.4 million years ago. And that's how we determine the age of a rock. Thank you and God bless.